everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be looking at the new hard candy products. They released a ton of new products and I think I picked up most they had to offer. There was a few things that I didn't pick up because they just didn't appeal to me at all. So I'm going to go ahead and give mini reviews on each product. I've only been using these for about 3 days now, but I feel like it's enough to know if I like them or not. I'm going to go ahead and start with something that really didn't work for me. I just ended up not liking it at all, but I'll kind of tell you about it and you can see maybe it might be for you. So anyways, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the new Hard Candy Cheek Tints Sheer Blush Gels. I picked it up in 2 shades. This is the shade Ballerina and this one is in the shade Surfer Babe. So I got kind of a corally color, and then this pink one is the lightest they have to offer. So I'll go ahead and swatch them for you. What I didn't like about them is they're almost too, I don't know, there's too much of a cream to them to where it just really lifted up my foundation. My freckles starting to show, and I really tried to baby them, putting them on. You know, I tried to do less patting and rubbing as possible. My favorite way to apply these is with a beauty blender, but even then I didn't like the look. And these do leave a stain behind, so you have to work quickly with them, or they'll actually leave like stains on your cheek. So if you don't put it like exactly where you want it, you're gonna be left with a stain of blush where you don't really want it, or it just kind of sets, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It just doesn't look good. It ends up looking blotchy. So the best way to apply these is with the beauty blender sponge, but I just didn't like them. It's too liquidy for me. And like I said, it really lifts up my foundation. I mean, the colors are pretty. The pink one doesn't really show up on my skin. The corally one did, but I just didn't really like the finish. It kind of gives like a sticky, wet look to your face. So the light pink one is Ballerina, and then the orange one is Surfer Babe. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the extra product so you can see the stain that's left behind. So you see there, you can see the stain that's left behind, and it kind of does that on your cheeks. See if you don't get like a perfect area on your cheeks that you want it to be on, it kind of looks like that on your face. So these blushes might be good for somebody that doesn't wear foundation, I guess, but you just have to be really careful with application because you'll be left with the stain. So you're gonna have to really blend it nice and perfectly on your face. So these were kind of not my favorite. The next 2 products I'm gonna mention were just kind of okay for me. I didn't hate them, but I didn't love them. They're just kind of in the middle. The first one is this highlighting and contouring stick. I really liked the contouring side. The tone was really nice. You know, it wasn't too warm. Definitely a nice contour shade. I got this one in the one for medium skin tones. They had a light and dark. So this is the one in medium. Like I said, I love the contour part. The highlighting part was more like a concealer, but it didn't really brighten enough for me, and I don't know, it was kind of greasy. It had medium coverage. It was just okay. It wasn't bad. I just prefer other drugstore concealers more. But I did try it, and you know, it wasn't bad. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. The only thing I didn't like about the contour stick part or side of it is when I blended it out over my foundation, my freckles kind of peek through, as you can see here. I used this today. So if you have, you know, pretty decent skin underneath, this is gonna be great for you because like I said, the tone is really nice and it is soft and creamy. So it does blend out really nice. It was almost too creamy to the point where it lifted up my foundation, and I can't have my spots shown through. No, thank you. So there's the contour shade, obviously right here, and the next to it is the highlight shade. So the next thing I have to show you is the Hard Candy Look Pro Illuminate and Strobing Face Duo Stick. And it has like a champagne highlight, and then the other side is like a pinky, I don't know, kind of whitish, pearl looking highlight. These are pretty. They're not like a crazy highlight on the face. You know, they're more of a natural highlight than, you know, like a metallic highlight. I am wearing the champagne side on top of the cheek along with another highlighting product that I'll show you here in a minute. But you know what, these aren't bad. They're not my favorite at the drugstore. They're really nice and creamy. I guess I just prefer a powder over like a stick form or anything. But you know what, they do look really pretty. So I do like these. Yeah, it was okay for me. So here's the highlights right here. So you can see that they're pretty. They're just more of a subtle highlight. They are. So next up we have the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer Mist 12-Hour Power Electrolytes. energizing and hydrate skin. It says oil-free, silicone-free, and alcohol-free. Honestly, this, I don't really notice it doing any kind of priming. Maybe I didn't spray enough. It smells okay. It kind of smells like coconuts and then something, I don't know, let me smell again. And then something not so good. Honestly, I really don't like the smell of this. I didn't find it, I don't know, priming anything, but it does feel hydrating after it's been on your skin. It gives your skin a little bit of moisture, so this was just okay. It's probably not something I'm gonna repurchase, to be honest, guys. Sorry, I know none of these things are amazing to me anyways, yet. All right, so the next thing we have up is the Look Pro Illuminate and Strobing Mix in Drops. It says use alone or mix products for instant radiance. When I first tried this, I'm not gonna be honest. I meant to say, when I first tried this, I'm gonna be honest, I did not like it at all. I was like, are you kidding me? Because I had such high hopes for this. The first time I used it, I mixed it in my foundation and it just took away the wear time from my foundation. It's really watery and liquidy. It's not very pigmented, to be honest. And I don't know. It's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to like it a lot more. However, I did keep using it and trying it different ways. So this is another product that's kind of okay for me. I don't hate it. I don't love it. So it's something that I'll probably use again, but I won't repurchase again. It's in a really nice glass jar though, and it has a dropper on the top. You kind of unscrew it and then it kind of drops out when you push the button. So, I mean, the packaging is so cute and amazing. I just thought, oh my gosh, they could come out with shades in gold and in pink and in peach. But anyway, so you drop it out and like you have to use a lot to get, or a lot more than your like average liquid luminizer or highlighter or whatever you want to call it. So you can see it's really pretty. But once it dries, it's not as glowy. So I am wearing this like on my cheekbones, and then I kind of did a C shape around my eye, a little bit down my nose, and I did use the strobing stick only up here on my cheekbone. So any other glow that you're seeing like on my nose and stuff is from this. When you first put it on, I mean, it has a really pretty sheen. It's like a pearl sheen, and it kind of looks, it looks wet and kind of sweaty, if you know what I mean. Here's what it looks like on my hand. I covered my whole hand in it, so you can see that it's kind of just dewy looking, wet looking, kind of sweaty, but it also has that pretty glow to it. The only way that I like to use this is with a beauty blender and over my foundation. I don't like to mix it in. That was a disaster, and I found like it didn't even really give me any glow. It just made me look sweaty. So the way I like to use this, and I'll put a little bit more on to show you, I like to take my beauty blender and kind of just do like a strip down, kind of let it soak into the beauty blender, and you want to get a good amount on. And then I just like to you know, go over the spots where you would highlight with. So you can see how it leaves a really pretty glow. It is like a sweaty looking glow, but it does kind of set after a couple hours. I notice it's not near as noticeable. It kind of sets and dries. But it is really pretty. This is what it looks like freshly applied. It is really pretty, but you can see what I mean, how it kind of makes you look sweaty. But it does dry down after, you know, like an hour. You can see that it will look less sweaty on your face. I don't know, it does make it look kind of hydrating and pretty. This is one thing that I will continue to use, but I guess I just expected it to be less runny and more pigmented. But even with that said, I think it does the trick. It looks really pretty. It just gives you this nice pearly, dewy, definitely dewy looking highlight. But I do like this, and I do recommend you try it. I would only suggest it with the beauty blender. I don't like it at all with the brush or anything, just because it just kind of lifts up your foundation. So if you use a beauty blender sponge, this stuff works really nicely, and I think it's worth it. I think it's pretty. I mean, this was pretty cheap. So the next thing I want to mention that I did like was a new primer. It's the Hard Candy Sheer MV Primer Lift and Firm. It says moisturize, brightens, and tightens facial contours. So as far as the whole like tightening thing or claim goes, when you put this on, you can kind of feel it, I guess, tighten up around your face a little bit. Not extreme, but if you really kind of pay attention to your primer and how it feels on your face, you can really kind of feel it tightening. I don't feel like it, like, I don't know, took care of my wrinkles or anything like that. Not that I have a lot, but as far as that claim goes, I can definitely feel it kind of tighten around my face. I use a full coverage foundation, so as far as brightening, I didn't really notice anything, but it does feel nice and moisturizing. So I did like this as far as the whole priming aspect goes of it. I did feel like it left a nice canvas for my foundation to go over. It wasn't super tacky or sticky, but it did have, I don't know, just enough tackiness to where I felt like my foundation grabbed on it. And I believe it's just like a clear kind of, or excuse me, a white kind of creamy lotiony texture. So this would be good for dry skin. I did like this. So this was definitely a thumbs up. So moving on to something that I think is totally worth buying. It's totally amazing. Like, it blew my socks off. I wasn't expecting this at all because they're just so awesome. And these are the new Hard Candy Velvet Mousse Matte Lip Colors. I picked up 5 colors to show you. I think they have 8 in the whole collection, but they're super cute. They come in a little tin like this. And I mean, the tin even has a mirror on the top of it, the whole length of the tin. I mean, you get a nice size mirror, and then you get your product in here. I'm wearing this shade right now, and this is in the shade Cherry Blossom. So that's the shade I have on my lips now, and these are so comfortable. They don't like shrink wrap your lips or anything. You can feel them on the lips, but they're comfortable. They're not the kind of matte velvet lip color that you can actually like rub your lips together and it feels soft and creamy. They do dry down, but they don't dry down to the point where it's like a ColourPop, you know, liquid matte lipstick, or like the Milani ones. You know, they just, I don't know, they don't last as long, but they still last a long time. And when they wear off your lips, like, you're left with a beautiful stain to the point where it almost looks like you still have product on your lip, but it is completely a stain. And it's an even stain. You just have to try these, and they're only $6. $6 for one of these, and I love these lip products more than a lot of my high-end liquid lipsticks, things like that. So these are a really great buy. And on the tin, I mean, they have the color, and it's pretty darn close to the color that's actually inside. So, I mean, here's the color in Dahlia. Here's the color in Sweet Pea. This is a nude one in Daffodil. So they're all named after flowers. And there's this really pretty red one called Tulip. And they just look like this. So they're just, you know, a nice bullet kind of shaped packaging. They have the doe foot applicator, and they feel like velvety mousse, just like it says. They feel so good on the lips, and they're super pigmented. I mean, look at this shade. Look how pretty that is. And they smell like candy. These are just so well done, well thought out. I really feel like they did an awesome job with these. So this color is Dahlia. I'll zoom in a minute like I always do, or try to do. This nude shade, it's the only nude one they had to offer, and this is in the shade Daffodil. So it's a really pretty kind of peachy brown tone nude, but it's, you know, it's light enough to where I feel like a lot of people could get away with wearing this. This color I didn't like on my skin tone. This is the color in Sweet Pea, which is crazy because it looks so pretty in the packaging, but it just made my teeth look yellow. But I think fair skin girls would look really pretty in this. I don't know, I might give it another shot with like a brown lip liner or something. When I first got these, I only picked up a couple, and then I had to go back and get this red one for Valentine's Day because it is just so pretty. This is the shade Tulip. So I haven't actually worn the red one yet. But I mean, oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. What a pretty red, perfect for Valentine's Day. I think I'll do a Valentine's Day makeup look using this color. What do you guys think? And then the one that's on my lips is called Cherry Blossom. And I've had this on for like 4 hours now. Haven't retouched it. Still looks great. I've had, you know, coffee and snacks and ice cream, and Lord knows what I've eaten already. But I mean, look, these are just so pretty. They smell good, they feel good, they last long. I don't notice them bleeding outside my lips. If you guys see anything, it's just from my janky apply job. So here they are up close. They're a little bit wet, so they look shiny, but they do dry down to be pretty much a matte formula. So I definitely recommend picking up these little Velvet Mousse lippies from Hard Candy. These are so amazing. Like, everything about them is just awesome. The packaging, the smell, the formula, the wear time, the way they feel on the lips. They're awesome, and most of this stuff I wouldn't really recommend. I do kind of recommend trying out the Strobing cream, or what is it? Whatever, the Strobing liquid highlighting stuff. It's in white pearl, because it did give me a really pretty look on the face. I just don't really like what it did to my powder underneath. But I'm going to keep trying these, so it's not like I don't recommend these. I do like the product. Anyways, guys, let me know if you try these and if you like them as much as I do. Please don't forget to thumbs up this video, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.